The first center is the root chakra. It's called Muladhara in Sanskrit and it's located at the base of the spine. The Bij mantra is Lam. Root chakra connects you with the earth to provide information which can either be nourishing or toxic, resulting from the actions you take. If you worry too much and feel anxious about finances and basic necessities of life, it means that your root chakra could be blocked. People with a clear root chakra feel secure and confident about easily fulfilling their materialistic needs. The spiritual law of karma governs the Muladhara, and listening to the signals that your body gives you can also help you to clear any blockages, because the body gives information through both illness and well-being. The sacral chakra utilizes new material from the root chakra to create a new world every day. The second center is the sacral chakra and it's called Swadhisthana in Sanskrit. It's located in the area of your sexual organ and Bij mantra is Vam. The energy of this center is used for biological reproduction. However, sex is symbolic to creativity and creation is what we see all around us. Sex is also the identification of a human being as male, female or transgender. However, there are various sexualities experienced by people all across the planet. When the sacral energy is channeled into high energy centers, it feels the creative force that can enable a person to paint a beautiful picture, compose a song, build a business, or create a life of love and abundance. The sacral chakra works on the law of least effort. The third center is the solar plexus. It's called Manipura in Sanskrit. The Bij mantra is Ram and it's located above the navel. Solar plexus is the seat of your power in the world. This center makes you capable of making your intentions turn into manifestations and most importantly, helping you to make clear and specific intentions so that you're not surprised when these intentions take place in your life. The third chakra is governed by the law of intention and desire that resides in your personal soul. When this center is blocked, it can make you feel frustrated, helpless and ineffective. Blockage can also lead to stress and lack of concentration in the present moment. The fourth center is the heart chakra and it's called Anahata in Sanskrit. It's located at the center of the chest and the Bij mantra is Yam. This center is the unifying energy of love and compassion. A little more than 4 years ago, in a sudden moment, I had painted the heart chakra. That painting made me feel a different sense of love and homecoming. It also got stolen, and if anyone finds this one, please write to me. The heart chakra is what overcomes separation and division. Blockage in the heart chakra leads to a feeling of alienation from others, and an open heart chakra creates connection at a deep level to all beings in your life. This chakra is governed by the law of giving and receiving. Also, love can take different forms at different stages of life. Mother and child, friendship, student and teacher, love towards pets, husband and wife, love between grandchildren and grandparents, passionate love between lovers. These are all various expressions of love. However, the common thread in all these various expressions of love is the impulse to unify and overcome separation. That's the nature of the heart. The fifth center is the throat chakra or the expression chakra. In Sanskrit, it's called Vishuddha. An open and flowing throat chakra makes a person communicate their needs confidently. Blockage in the fifth chakra can make a person feel like not being heard. Thyroid problems and chronic neck pain are associated to the blockage of Vishuddha. The fifth chakra is governed by the law of detachment, and an open throat chakra enables you to express your truth without any concerns over censors or critics. This does not mean you say things that are intentionally hurtful or insensitive. On the contrary, people with an open center of communication are skillful in expressing their needs in ways that are life-supporting. Anxiety over how people will react to your views does not arise with an open throat chakra. The law of detachment reminds you that you can choose your words and actions but you cannot control the responses to your words and actions. When your intentions are clear and your heart is open, you will spontaneously demonstrate the right speech, trusting that the universe will handle the details. The sixth chakra is the intuition chakra, and it's popularly known as the third eye. The Bij mantra is Om, and in Sanskrit it's called the Ajna chakra, and it's located in the forehead. When this center is open, you have a deep sense of connection to your inner voice and feel guided in your choice. When blocked, there is a sense of self-doubt and distrust. The opening of this chakra is associated with a clear sense of connection to one's dharma or purpose in life. The law of cause and effect governs the sixth chakra, and blockage in the third eye also leads to getting affected by the voices of other people. To connect with the third chakra, one needs to be very clear that they want to connect with the inner voice and they want to manifest to their full potential. Now, your soul also has only one desire: for you to remember that your essential nature is to be or to know that you are a spark of the divine. The seventh chakra is the crown chakra. It's called the Haswara in Sanskrit. The Bij mantra is silence or the sound of silence. It's described as a 1,000-petaled blooming lotus. This lotus unfolds with its petals the memory of wholeness. Your essential nature is unbounded, and you are a spirit in disguise of a person or a body or a vehicle or an identity. The law of pure potential governs the seventh chakra. It makes you aware that you are a spiritual being temporarily localized to a body and a mind. From the root, we receive earth's nourishment. The creative juices flow from the sacral. The intentions get empowered at the solar plexus. At the heart chakra, you are open and exchange love with those around you. The fifth chakra makes you spontaneously express your highest self. You are in touch with your inner voice at the sixth center, which is the third eye, and only then the energy moves into the crown chakra, making you remember your infinite and unbounded nature. I'm always high and I don't even try. I'm always high and I don't even try. I'm always high and I don't even try. I'm always symbolism associated was lam, vam, rum, yum, hum, o, and these are the sounds, or what is to be rooted, what is to be grounded, what is to be in the creative space, how to be confident through yoga, expand your solar plexus, that is also called the sun, and then the heart chakra, and then the throat chakra, and then the third eye, and then your crown chakra. So these things were really important for the students. I was very interested because I was liking the reactions and responses everyone was giving, and how they were so enchanted and mesmerized by all of this information. I was only on the first day of the class, so I didn't want to go again, not because the class wasn't great, but I really felt that it's probably something awesome, like awe-striking for the Westerners, because they probably don't know what chakras are or what the energies can do. How they see that doing chantings and doing mantras is like such an important part of our life, and how powerful they are, how they connect us to the Supreme, or probably they are one of the stepping stones or the milestones that people need to cross while they're on the way to source. And this is karma yoga that they teach over here. So karma yoga is one of the basics, the first stepping stones of spirituality, of reaching to the source, of going to the gods. That's what it is said, but that's not necessarily true. Some people can be on the other paths and probably touch down here as well. So there is the path of devotion, where you leave completely everything, where you surrender to the universe, to the supreme energy, and you make it responsible for helping you deal with all the ups and downs with an equanimous mind.
and you always pray to the Supreme to give you that kind of power, and you almost see yourself is basically connected to the infinite energy, to the supreme entity, and you as a person, you are the vehicle and you are the identity that is basically experiencing, and witnessing. So the self is experiencing through the vehicle, through the identity, and it's beautiful to think like that too. And that makes you feel so much oneness with each other. You see that you are everybody else is an expression of the self and a reflection of the self, and that is so amazing. So you see so much oneness, a likeness, commonness in everybody, good or bad, doesn't really matter. They're all coming.